I'm Neil Zerker. Welcome to OneTankTrips.com. We're going to take you on a one-tank trip flashback this week up to the Hayes Presidential Center. This is a presidential year in Ohio. The Republican National Convention is going to be in Cleveland. We're going to tell you about another Republican convention that almost changed American history. This is the Hayes Presidential Center in Fremont, Ohio. It was the nation's first presidential museum honoring Rutherford B. Hayes. But they also have exhibits here honoring all of our nation's presidents. Director of the center is Dr. Roger Bridges, an expert on the presidency. We ask him about an African American who has been pretty much ignored by history books.
Blanche K. Bruce, or Blanche Kelso Bruce, was the second African American senator in United States history. Elected from Mississippi in 1876, I believe, and a sometime vice presidential candidate.
In fact, in 1880, Bruce became the first black to have his name submitted for vice president at the Republican National Convention. Who was Blanche Kelso Bruce?
By 19th century standards, he was very well educated. He was probably the son of a plantation owner and a slave. He went to Oberlin College briefly. He was married to a Josephine Wilson, who was the daughter of a very prominent African-American physician in Cleveland.
The 1880 Republican Convention was held in Chicago. Incumbent Republican President Rutherford B. Hayes announced he would not seek re-election. In the first 33 ballots, no candidate could gain a majority. Finally, Ohio Senator-elect James Garfield, who was at the convention to support another candidate, found himself the compromise candidate, who was finally elected on the 36th ballot as the presidential candidate. Then it was time to choose a vice presidential running mate. For the first time in Republican convention history, an African American's name was proposed, Blanche K. Bruce. He received 11 votes. The nomination went to Chester Arthur, and Blanche K. Bruce went into the history books. The irony to all of this is that had he been elected vice president, he would also have become our first black president, because 6 months into his term, President James Garfield was assassinated. I'm Neil Zerker, Fox 8 News, at the Presidential Center in Fremont, Ohio. If you enjoyed today's One Tank Trip Flashback, I hope you'll subscribe and you can catch up with all the trips we've taken. Until then, this is a OneTankTrip.com, and I'm Neil Zerker.